this object lesson is called Butane Bubbles. It is a can of butane, and then there is a bowl. I like to use a metal bowl with this with this experiment, especially since it's going to catch on fire. But it is basically soapy water, and you can just use Dawn dish soap and some bottled water, and that should be enough. You don't need to go super crazy with it. But basically, for this science experiment or object lesson, we are talking about how, when God is put into you, when you listen to His Spirit, when you pray, when you do these things and put these good things into your life, then you can be the light of the world. So I like to demonstrate this with just a regular bowl and then me blowing into like a straw and making bubbles and then pulling those bubbles out and then trying to light them on fire. When we try to do works or we try to do things in our own way and not God's way, it's kind of like trying to, blow into here and expecting these bubbles to catch on fire. It doesn't happen. But when you use God or the butane, then you can be the light of the world to other people. So again, this is an experiment with fire, so you definitely want to take some precautions. So for example, if you have longer hair, I would suggest tying it back just like I have, or do not wear hairspray, because if you would panic when you do this and you accidentally get some, flame on you, we don't want that to happen. So again, try this out at home, demonstrate this. Or before demonstrating this, definitely practice this. Practice this, because I have done it a couple times and I have even panicked with this one just because you are holding bubbles that are on fire. So there's one of two ways of doing this experiment where I've had teachers that, hey, I don't really want to burn my hand, and I totally understand that makes sense, have gone and done the butane, and really you just push this little tab right into the bottom of the bowl and you'll start to make bubbles. So just completely upside down, push down, and you don't need a whole lot. So okay, we got some bubbles going on there, and then they'll light the bowl on fire versus, let's say, their hand. Now if you have a daredevil or somebody that is comfortable with working with fire, you can definitely do this. I do say with a word of caution, when you do this, do not panic. You will be lighting bubbles on fire that are in your hands. I understand that is a really good effect and it's really cool, but again, please do take caution with this, okay? You will singe your hand or your hair on your hand, and if you're okay with that and you're a daredevil, cool, you can try that out. But again, please take the appropriate caution with it and make sure that you do not panic while doing this. So again, I only take a small amount of bubbles, and I mean small, and I will light it on fire, hold my hand out straight, and there you go. So that is how that is done. Please, again, be very careful when working with fire, because this is butane, it is bubbles, it can light on fire, but practice it. When you practice it and you know what's going to happen, it's less a surprise, and you also get used to the feel or what to expect. So again, this is a great example for how God works in us and how, we can't do things in our own power, but we have to be listening to God and listen to His word and make sure that He is working through us. So again, this is a really fun experiment. Just take the necessary precautions.